guys. I'm going to refilm this for you guys since the last one didn't go so great. What I'm going to do is kind of show you how the different ways to pour your paint actually into your receptacle will affect the types of cells and how the paints react within those cells. So here we go. Get this adjusted here. I'm pretty short, so I can't quite see. I had to put this up a little bit. Bring my chair up. So what I've got is 4 2-ounce little condiment cups here. And what we're going to be pouring on is 4 4x4 tiles for some coasters. And what I'm going to start with is just a quick blast of silicone across all of these. Just really simple and easy. And what I'm going to do is do a forceful high pour here, a low pour here, a mid pour here, and then a stirred pour here. So we get a little bit of examples of all 3. And we're going to attempt for a galaxy look again tonight. So we'll see how that goes. We'll do silver, gold. I do use a lot of colors. So okay. Alright, so I'm going to start with the dark. And this bottom layer doesn't really matter because nothing's going to really mix. I just want to make sure I have about the same amount of each color in each cup. Okay, then we're going to go this one. So we're going to go on top here. I'm going to just push really hard. And then down here, I'm going to fill it up slow. So you can kind of see how they're reacting a little different. And then here it's just going to be kind of a mid-range. And then here I'm going to do a high, and then I'm going to stir this one in the end. So again, I'm going to do a forceful, do a little, do a mid, and then do a forceful, and then we'll stir that one later. Got my little stir stick here. What else do we want to put in here? Go with a little bit of this one. This one's got a little too much paint in it, but that kind of happens when you're doing forceful pours. So I'm going to do that. Make sure it's mixed up good. Forceful. Okay, here we go. So we've got our pinks, we've got our blues, we've got our turquoise. We'll add a little bit of shiny blue. I'll put that in there. I think we're going to skip that fun purple because we already have so much in here. Maybe put a little bit of silver. Sorry, I forgot to do that one forcefully. A little bit of force in there. And then we're going to do just a teeny bit of white. This white's very pigmented. It's my own white, excuse me, it's my own white mixture, so just want to make sure it's mixed good. Alrighty, so we're going to do just a teeny bit of white up here, just a little bit of white here. And this is titanium white, so it's very heavy. so it's gonna sink. So you don't want to use too much. That goes with yellows, oranges, and whites. They can really take over if you use too much. So, all right, and then I'm gonna stir this one. Just gonna kind of mix it up. Do some fun shenanigans. And then we're gonna move on over to the pouring area. So let me reset. Okay guys, so I have this set up for you now. I'm gonna put some gloves on so I don't ruin my nails, because I just did that yesterday, a couple days ago. Alright, so I've got them set up in order here, as that I poured them. The high forceful pour, low pour, medium pour, and forceful with a stir. Okay. Here's the fun. I love pouring on tiles. It's way more paint than you probably need for a little 4x4 tile. But as I find, I like to have a little too much rather than not enough. I'm gonna try to keep these straight here. My house is not level, so it makes leveling stuff very entertaining. So let's see kind of what we get here. Okay, so we're going to start with the high pour, forceful. Get some really cool cells on here. Your paint viscosity will make a big difference in how things react too. So you want to keep that in mind. I know a lot of people pour with really thin paint, but if it's too thin, your colors are going to bleed. They're not going to stay vibrant and separated. And your cells are also going to bleed. And they're not going to be as defined as you would probably like. Now this has not been torched. Most of my paint does not have silicone in it. The only silicone was what I sprayed in the little cups. And this is kind of what we're getting. And you can see here, as these are coming up, and I haven't torched anything yet, but you can kind of see how the colors are popping up inside the cells. So if you do the forceful pour and do it one color on top of another so you get the funneling effect, you're going to have more multiple colors in your cells. Okay, so we're going to this one, which is the low pour with no force. I'll get this poured here. You can see while you're getting cells, they're not quite the same as what they were with the forceful pour here. It's still pretty, but the color isn't mixing within itself quite as much. There's no right or wrong way to do things. I'm just showing you these examples so you have a good idea of what to do to get different effects. So you can see a huge difference here between these two. I hope anyway. That's my goal, is to kind of show. You can see a big difference between the two. Okay. Alright, let's keep the light going here. Alright, so then this is the medium pour, which I didn't use much force with blending the colors as I poured them either in here. But since I did go up a little bit higher, there was a little bit more natural gravity force. You can really see how that changed how the cells. You can see where on the layers that had a little bit more funneling in between them, where they're coming up between the colors. Okay. And these were all the same colors in each cup, poured at the same time from the same batch, the same amounts. And then here's the last one where I did kind of forceful and also stirred. So let's see what we get here, because I don't do this very often. I don't usually like to stir my stuff too much, because I don't want the colors. I tend to personally, on my paintings, I like the colors to be a little more defined, like in these first couple. This is very pretty, but you can see where I got some funneling, like right here, in these areas here, from the forceful pour. But stirring it, you see how it kind of muted the colors a bit and knocked down how vibrant they were, and the separation isn't there. So here's this one. Alright, come on camera. There you go. So you can kind of see that one. That's the one that we did forceful and then stirred. And this one's where we did mid-range and mid-force. Come on camera. I only have one hand. Or actually I don't have any free hands. So you see that, you can see kind of the different funneling effects and how the colors are coming up in the cells. Now here's the one with the low pour. Come on camera. I need 3 hands. Do you see how, while the colors are defined, they don't have quite the same kind of cell structure? And then my favorite way is to do it with kind of a force. Because you really get definitions of colors and you get tons of cells. Order. The only thing that really varied is the height and force to which I poured the paint into the cups. So I hope that helps you, John, and everybody else. I'll try to come back with some more fun stuff later. Thanks.